Hey, what's up guys, TechTine here, and this is the Celero 5G. So this is the 2023 model, and I really didn't want to make a video about this phone, but I thought there was still something interesting about this phone in general. So this phone has one job and one job only. And that job comes down to marketing the carrier that this phone belongs to, which is Boost Mobile. So we're going to talk quickly about the design and the features and things of that nature, but I have a really important conclusion to share with you guys. So as far as the design itself goes, it has this kind of a matte, soft plastic finish on the back. It's shiny, it gives it a cool look, I guess, but it's extremely slippery, so a case is highly recommended on this phone. And the price of this phone is at $80. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check it out. As far as your port selection goes, you have your headphone jack on the bottom, a microphone, your USB-C, as well as your bottom facing speaker. So here's the deal. This phone is not going to have like a crazy powerful speaker. The speaker is actually mid. It's okay at best, but this is just a basic phone with a basic functionality. As far as your button selection, on the right hand side you do have your power button as well as your volume up and down. And so the power button doubles as a fingerprint sensor, and there's kind of an indentation to kind of give you the difference between the power button and the volume up and down. However, from a tactile perspective, these buttons are really not that tactile. They're kind of mushy, but it is what it is. It works, right? And the sides of the phone itself, overall though, have this kind of fake chamfered edges to them to give you kind of this fake premium feel that everyone loves to talk about. But listen, at the end of the day, this is an $80 phone, still feels like an $80 phone. All right, and the back has a triple camera setup, more on the camera later on. As far as the display goes, you have a 6.5-inch HD Plus display. So again, as basic as you can get with a display. Only HD Plus on a massive 6.5 inches, which means that the resolution is lacking a lot. And even the quality of the panel itself to me seems like a lackluster quality. But again, that's not the point of this phone. But like I said, at the end of the day, this display does what it does for you. You know, it's gonna meet your basic needs. Now, my other issue with this display though is that the brightness is really low. So this is a very dim display. When using it outdoors, I struggle to even I struggle to even make out what the screen looked like. So definitely in bright outdoor condition, this display also struggles. So keep that in mind if you're interested in purchasing this device. Alright, so you also get a triple camera setup. This time around you have a 16 megapixel main sensor, a 5 megapixel ultra wide, and you also get another camera sensor, but it's absolutely useless in my book. So basically the camera design itself, it seems like it's kind of a little bit out of place, or they just placed it there just for the sake of having a camera. But yeah, it just doesn't blend very well within the design of the phone, in my opinion. And it does protrude ever so slightly, so you may have a hard time when you set it up on a flat surface for it to be flat, but that's besides the point. Now, as far as the camera quality goes, it's okay. It's average when it comes to an $80 phone at best. It's going to take pictures, it takes them very quickly, and the addition of a wide angle is actually kind of nice. So you can get decent pictures or okay pictures when it comes to an environment that is well lit. Other than that, you're going to have a hard time. Fast moving subjects, you're going to have a hard time. Low light, you're going to have a hard time. Video quality is also not that good. So yeah, the camera overall is just not the greatest thing in the world. It does the job though. So again, as basic as a camera can get. So as far as the performance goes, let's begin with the spec sheet. So you have a MediaTek chip, which is I believe the Dimensity 700 processor. It does support 5G. It has a 4500 milliamp hour battery. So there is a version that has 3 gigabytes of RAM and a version that has 4 gigabytes of RAM. So when you buy the phone, make sure you check which version you have. And yeah, basically that's your basic specs. The battery life on here seemed to be very decent, not the best that I've used, especially since a lot of mid-range phones have a 5000 milliamp hour battery, just like the Moto G Play that I reviewed a while back. But overall, as far as the speed goes, it's okay, it's decent. So for the basic tasks, you can open up your phone app, your messaging app, and anything, even your web browser, anything that requires kind of light task mission, it's going to work. It's going to work just fine. But obviously, when you step into the more demanding tasks, that's when you're just gonna struggle and you're gonna have a bigger issue. However, that's not what this phone is used for. All right, so that's your basic hot take on the performance and specs. Now I want to quickly change the subject and talk about why this phone exists in the first place. So this is the most important part of the video. Listen carefully. So this phone, if you actually notice, or if you're into the phone world, you will recognize this phone. So you will recognize that this phone kind of resembles the Revel lineup from T-Mobile and the Radiant lineup from AT&T. Now, all these phones are made by one company called Wing Tech. So all these phones are made by one company called Wing Tech Technology, and this is custom built for Boost Mobile. So it's meant to showcase their service, and it kind of has the service antennas tweaked to best fit their service lineup. So kind of a flex show and an advertisement phone for their service. With that being said, though, is this phone any good at all? Not really. You can find better phones at the same price point. Again, this is only custom built to Boost Mobile to begin with, and it really is meant to showcase how good or bad their network is. So obviously it's going to show how good their network is from that phone, but if you use a different phone or an unlocked phone, your service may be affected in a way. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but the point that I'm trying to get across is that this phone is custom built to Boost Mobile to kind of showcase how good their service is. But if you get a similar phone that is not made custom for Boost Mobile, then your service would be a little bit worse. So keep that in mind. Think about that for a second. And in my opinion, is this phone worth the $80 price point? Sure. It's only $80 and it gets you a basic phone. But there are far better options in my opinion. I'll leave a couple in the description below. And with that being said, I hope everyone enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. More videos are coming really soon. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.